guys, we are back already. So this was done about 2 hours ago, and I'm going to go ahead and give it its second coat of epoxy, or flood coat, which is a hefty amount of epoxy, more than you would normally use, which was also the first layer I did. And because this is a chunky glitter, we're just gonna go ahead. I know I'm gonna do another coat, so I don't have to wait for it to cure or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and do another layer to get it going. Again, make sure your epoxy is super level. I leave it on the table. Just need a smidge more in this one. And I'm gonna mix it same way I would anything else, equal parts. Try to get everything off all sides of your cup, whatever you're using to measure. And I'm just gonna give it a quick mix. Trying not to cut out any parts, because I know everybody said they wanted to see. I think when you start doing videos, I mean, and when I started watching them too, it just becomes redundant, because every video that they are filming, they're doing this same process. And so instead of filming it again and again, it's easier to skip through that part. Also because the video then is 10 minutes longer, and let's face it, when you're watching a video, all you want is the information and you want to go. You want to see how they did the cup and you want to get out of there. It's nice for people to support you, like your video, watch it, this and that, but ultimately people just want to see it done and be on their way. So, I'm a quick mixer. I know this might drive people crazy. There are tons of bubbles in there, but I'm okay with that because, again, I live in Florida. I don't have an issue with bubbles. I'm using KS resin. It is on the medium viscosity side. It is not a thick one in my opinion, and it's not thin like Pro Marine. I personally love it. So you just want to make sure you don't have any blend, like fogginess in there. You want to make sure it's all blended together. You want to see your spatula all the way down to the bottom. You can, if you wanted to, hit it with the heat gun real quick, but I use plastic cheapy cups and mine will melt. So this is still a little bit thick and tacky. I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to coat this. And I forgot parchment paper on the bottom, so I'm probably gonna have to clean up my turner a little bit. And yes, this is a hefty amount of epoxy. Gonna make sure we get the bottom and the edges really, really well, because when you go to sand those down, everybody has done it. Well, maybe not, but many people have sanded to the cup. Like when you do the edge, it's unfortunate, but it has happened, where you sand down so much because you want it smooth, and you end up sanding all the way down to the stainless steel, and that's not so pretty. So this is only the second coat. Again, they've been generous, hefty coats. Hefty. So you will probably only need 2, and then you can sand. And then you gotta think, if you're gonna add decals to it, you don't want your cup to look like a bubble. Like when it gets too thick, that's not attractive, well, to me. So you just wanna gently take off the excess, because you do want a bunch on there, and it's gonna level out and it's gonna cover, but you just want an even coat of thickness, not super thick on one part, super thin on another. I can feel a couple little chunks down on the edge, so I just want to make sure I cover those. There's one at the lip right there we'll clean this cup up at the end and show you how I finish a cup, which is the worst, most annoying part to me. I hate cleaning a cup. I'll make 20 of them and let them sit there and clean it only when it gets sold. All right, stay. I'm gonna set that there. And just got epoxy on my wrist, so I'm gonna, and I epoxy outside. I'm on my patio, so I don't wear a mask or anything, but you do you. Do what makes you feel comfortable. Do your own research. So I'm just gonna quick hit this so that any of those bubbles that I did have when I was whipping the epoxy are gone. And again, this glitter has ultra fine, fine, and chunky, so it covers my cup really well. It's not one ultra fine where you can see the bubbles. I said that before, but so good enough. Whoops. So I'm gonna bring you around again and show you